Double up and save. Earn double alley points on Jupiter.
JD's RC, what's going on? Scott, how are you? Larry, my man, what are you up to? I think there might be a little bit of a delay, so bear with me. We are on the old space internet, so AM, what's happening? It's almost Friday. Almost Friday. Robert, how are you? Easier to follow. There we go. Hope everyone excuse me, I hope everyone's having a good week. We've got some more exciting things happening here at the Anderson Bros Outdoors Raceway shop, whatever you call it. We got some more ESCs. So I got this 70 amp DYS ESC along with the 35 amp. We got the two Rhino ESCs. We got the 40 amp ESC from Rhino and then the 80 amp. Another 80 amp. So we've got two of them. And then as everyone knows, we have the 35 amp ESC that almost burned the truck down. And then today, actually, we got a bunch of these rcelectricparts.com ESCs. Oh, I don't know if you can see those very well, maybe. They are 40 amp, 60 amp, and 80 amp. I don't think they're AM32. You have to program them with this interesting manual programmer. So audio is kind of okay. Let me see. Maybe I can fix that. Is that better? Should be quite a bit louder now. Hopefully. Give it a minute here. Perfect. Perfect. So we'll start over then. We'll start over. We've got a lot of ESCs and motors. We've got a 40 amp and 80 amp Rhino ESCs for testing. We've got the DYS 35 amp AM32, 70 amp AM32. We've got a bunch of these, 3 of these RC Electric Parts ESCs, 40, 60, and 80 amp. It's interesting because you have to have this weird programmer to program them, and yeah, I guess we'll see what happens with that. I've got some motors too, but I'm not really focused on testing those at first. I want to test the ESCs and then with different motor KVs. So I think we'll do low kV, maybe 1200, 1400, and then 1800, and then like 2000 and 2600 kV. Hopefully that will give us a good idea of what we can run, 2S, 3S, 4S, etc. I do have the test dyno coming along. So we've got this 2340 Rhino motor. I've got an 1800 Holmes Hobby. I've got a 1450 Rhino motor. And then I have, I think it's a 2000 2040 kV Holmes Hobby motor. I don't have unlimited funds, so I don't have the Furitek outrigger, and I don't have any Three Brothers or any of the other ones for that matter yet. I plan on getting those, but just what I have right here is pretty spendy. So we'll work into that, and yeah, we'll get it done. So I'll give you a little preview of what this looks like. So this is the actual dyno. I did not design this. I will provide credit to the original designer in the video, but it's not done. It is going to be a water dyno. So there are a couple of holes in the back, and then there's a hole in the top here, and water will end up flowing through here, and then inside of this drum there's like a fan, if you will. And so as the motor turns the fan, you can see how it wants to turn the drum, and it will apply force to the end, and then the end here will be on a scale, so we can see how much force is being applied to the scale per ESC per motor, and it will end up putting a lot of resistance, depending on how much water is flowing through the drum, on the motor, which will in turn put a lot of resistance on the ESC, and we'll be able to calculate or have a scientific measurement of the ESC and motor. I'm not going to give away all of the secrets just yet, but that's kind of an idea of how it's going to work. So we'll see if we can maybe not burn anything up, but if we do, it'll be interesting to watch. So the other thing that I wanted to touch on real quick was the servo testing. So I did do the video on that. What's going on, Shade Tree? I did do a video on the servo testing, as you can probably find it on the channel. And if we click on the servo testing data on the website, you can see this is the outcome of it. So I only did 6, 6.5, 7, and then 2, 3, and 4S. The reason that I did that is because most servos can only go from 6 to 2S, and then very few servos can do 4S that are direct power. So some of these results will potentially shock you. I don't have any favorites on the list. I have all of these servos. I've used all of these servos. You know, it is what it is. I think the most impressive servo that I've tested so far is the Vanquish, the stock Vanquish servo, the VS1. So at 2S or 7.4 volts, it did 480 ounces on my dyno. Again, I don't know what my dyno would actually read compared to Reefs or NSDRCs or whoever else's. So take that with a grain of salt. But all of these tests are done on the same dyno. I think the most interesting servo I've tested so far is the RS650 from NSDRC. You know, it exceeded its 650 rating at 7 volts. So, you know, it can still, I think it can go up to 8 or 9 volts as well, which is really, really interesting for a half-size non-direct power servo. Yeah, I'm surprised at the Vanquish one as well. The stock ESC is right at 6 volts. I think they're 5.9 volts. So right out of the box, you're getting around 368 ounces. But if you put like a 1080 or something in it and you're able to update the BEC to 7.4 volts, you would be right around the 480 to 500 mark. So it does increase it quite a bit, roughly 100 ounces going from 6 to 7.4 volts, which is impressive. So now the longevity of these servos at these voltages, I have no idea. So if you try it and you burn up your servo, can't get mad at me, all right? I'm just doing basic testing here. So I did have a question on when we were going to potentially have the speed test done. So I was looking into that, and in order to do it properly, or scientifically, if you will, you have to have like a 10,000 frames per second camera, and those are quite spendy. So I don't know if that's in the future. So I'd love to, but yeah, I mean, there's potentially other ways to do it. I just, yeah, we got a lot going on. So I think the other interesting thing that I found with the servo testing was the reefs. Yeah, James, I would be too. It is certainly a fantastic servo. I had one, obviously, that I tested. I ended up selling it to a friend that needed it. I've got 2 more on order. Actually, I'm planning on order 2 more, so I'll have a total of 4. It's a great servo. It's really fast. It's much like the 800 V2, except the 800 V2 is a full size and the RS650 is half. Now the Reef's 800 low profile servo I was disappointed in at 6 volts, and I tested this servo with 3 different batteries in 3 different occasions because I didn't think that these results the first time were accurate. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's a faulty servo or what, but it was only 480 ounces at 6 volts, and then it just got progressively worse as we went up, and then finally at 7.4 volts it did 448. So I don't know. The other servo that's impressive is the Reefs 444. You can see that they don't actually sell this servo anymore. I think it was like $116 when they did. But at 6 volts, it did its rated 464 or 444, and then at 2S, it did 560. So it did beat the raw 500 at 496. Very interesting results. I'm hoping to see some similar results from the motor and ESC testing. I will be having thermal results on the ESC and motor as well. So based off of different voltages, 2S, 3S, 4S, etc. Yeah, we have a reef servo for a winch as well, and I don't know, yeah. Getting hit with some Arctic blast. Where are you getting hit with Arctic blast? It's actually pretty nice here today. That doesn't sound like a good time. I'm ready for summer. Yeah, a lot of people like the internal spool winches for a variety of reasons. I've not actually used one. All of my winches are external spool, and I design cases and stuff that they go in. So if we go to Thingiverse and The search on Thingiverse sucks. I just released the xmaxx motor cradle, so I know that that's there. FYI, if you guys have an xmaxx and you're running a Hobby Wing G2 Pro setup in it with whatever mount this is, I did just make a motor cradle for it where it actually screws into the screw on the middle by the drive shaft. Yeah, so like here's a winch mount for the carbon that I had made, and there's actually two of them in there. One of them has a line guide, if you will, and then one of them's regular for internal spooled winches. So I believe this is an internal spool in SDRC. This is off of one of our local guys, Tim, his truck. So yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about shift servos. I've been meaning to get some. I just haven't done that yet. They are pricey as well. So I've only got so much money and I can only test so many things. So we will get to all of them at some point. But I just don't have the ability to test everything all at once. Yeah, we have some Zavix servos as well. I haven't actually tested those yet. I need to. Which parts do I use 3D prints in? I'm not sure what you mean. I use 3D printing for everything. And then I normally use either PLA or PETG. I've been using more PLA lately than PETG. Yeah, they are extremely. So like this would have been this, I did print this out, so this is actually my truck, and I used PLA for this. PETG is a little more challenging in the wintertime when there's a lot of moisture here. So, and then if you want to print something like an insert, so if you wanted to print one of these inserts for your TRX4M, for example, these are super popular. You would use TPU for this. I use Overture, so I think it's listed in there what I use. Yeah, I use this stuff here. I think this works the best. So anyway, in terms of the servos, you know, they continue to surprise me, I guess, is the best way to put it. And I'm guessing that the ESCs and the motors will as well. I've already seen, I do have the Furitek Python ESC on order. They're on back order. I have seen several instances where they've already either burned up by, not by fire, but they've been ruined internally because they get so hot, or they just don't work very well because they get so hot. So Kentucky, 32. Yeah, it was probably around 32, 30, between 30 and 40 when I got up this morning. So yeah, that wind isn't very fun. Not very fun at all. All right, so let's go ahead and let's pick a winner. I know that there's in the live stream, I know that there is the picture of the MIP tools. I Forgot to change that. My apologies. Obviously, we are giving away the TRX4M, the Fusion SE, and the scale kit. So we'll start by selecting the scale kit. Hey Ron, how's it going? Let's find a random YouTube comment picker. I think you have to have money for that. Video link. So honestly, the Creality printers they're hit and miss. I wouldn't if you have a bad experience with it, I wouldn't let that dictate your relationship with 3D printing. Yeah, Ratchet. Traditional PLA does warp in hot weather. It like melts. But if you use PLA Plus, it shouldn't do that. Or shouldn't do it as bad. Worst case scenario, you reprint it in PETG. If I were to recommend a 3D printer for somebody just getting into it, I don't know. I would probably recommend either a Prusa that you have to put together, or a Bamboo Labs P1, the cheap one, P1P maybe, the not enclosed version. Those are going to be your best bet for 3D printing. Now, the Creality stuff works for smaller prints. I have the Ender 3 V2. I have an S1 and an S1 Pro, but they take a lot of work. So again, don't get discouraged if it doesn't work out for you. I would. All right, so we're going to pick 3 winners from the comments. Oh, that's a premium one. We're not doing that. Are you talking multicolor prints? So not everyone did hashtag TABO1000. So we're just going to do hashtag TABO. And we're going to pick 3 winners from here. Hey, Titan. So you can do multicolor prints with Creality. I think that the newer printers can do it. I think the K1 maybe? I haven't actually looked at the Creality printers much. If I were to buy a printer to do dedicated multicolor prints, it would be the Prusa, and it would be a multi-extruder printer. So it would have more than one extruder on it. So if you look at the, maybe it's this one. No. I don't know which one of these is the dual extruder version, but there is a Prusa dual quad, and I think there's even a 5-head extruder printer. But that is what I would purchase if I were to do a lot of multi-color printing like this. So the Bamboo Labs can do up to 4 different colors, maybe even more with multiple AMS, I'm not sure. But the problem with the Bamboo Labs printer is there's only one extruder, and so you're adding a significant amount of time to the print because the printer has to unload the first color, load the second color, print that specific part, and then do the same thing over again. So you you could have a 10-hour print turn into a 2-day print strictly by adding another color or two to it. I'm sure you probably could add multiple extruders to something like the Creality Ender 3 V2, but it would be, in the long run, it would be way more effective to just buy one like this Prusa that has the dual extruder in it. You would probably maintain a lot more of your sanity as well. Hey Jim, how are you? All right, so we've got the video. We're going to just pick TABO. I think we do have to do the specific word, so we'll do 1000. So we're picking 3 users or 3 comments from the video, and then we'll do the second drawing. So the first person going to the second drawing is Rat Chat. Congratulations. You're moving on to the second drawing. Figure out how to copy and paste this. The Cura. Yeah, you're talking about the slicer. Good to hear, Jim. Yep, everything is fantastic over here. It's almost Friday, so we're going to get out and do some crawling this weekend. Well, congratulations, buddy. You made it to the second drawing. Copy. Let's pick another one. I'm not even going to attempt that name. And we will pick another one. Jason. So the actual winner drawing will be in a moment. I'm going to add these users, these people to the list, and then we're going to get the list of the TABO Club members and add them, and we're going to do it again. Maybe if I can find it. Close that out. And Dalton, what's happening? We just picked 3 people to move on to the second drawing for the scale kit. And now we are going to compile all the names. And we're going to draw for the scale kit. Random name picker. I don't remember which do wheel of names. All right. Copy and boom. So there has not been a winner yet, Ron. We are about to draw the first winner for the scale kit. And we are spinning. Good luck, everyone. Dalton, congratulations. You won the scale kit. All right, we're going to remove you from the list, and we're going to keep going. So the next drawing is for the Fusion SE. It'll either be the 1800 or the 1200 kV, the winner's choice. So it'll be one of these two. And we're going to spin again. Good luck, everyone. Congrats to Sea Dog Jack. You are the winner of the Fusion SE. Does anybody have any big plans for the weekend? All right, now the drawing everyone's been waiting for, the Traxxas TRX4M. And before I do it, you guys don't, the winners, you don't have to choose the prize. You can choose an Amazon gift card of the same value. Oh, that's right, James. Tell her good luck. I'm sure she'll do fantastically. All right, and for the Traxxas TRX 4M, that goes to James Springer. Congratulations, Mr. Springer. You are the winner. Like I said, if you did win, you don't have to, in order to collect your prize, shoot me an email at the link in the video below, or the email in the video below. It's support at theaboutdoors.com, and we can work on getting you your prizes. So I do have a couple of other really cool things that are coming. I I don't really want to say what they are right now, but we are finally getting a GPS so we can measure speed, and we're going to try and compete with some of the other channels on getting the fastest vehicle in certain vehicles. So that is coming. That will be exciting and I'm sure expensive. So I'm sure she'll do fine. Tell her it's all about having fun. With that being said, the last update is I did finally get the Jeep. I think I called it Project Joy Top. I think that's what I called it. It's an XJ Jeep 4-door, and I have a 1UZ motor that's going in it. So I will have some update videos coming out on that relatively soon. It's going to be quite a project. I've got cab fab, 4-link front for it, and then some frame stiffeners and things of that nature. So yeah, we'll get one of the brand new Hobby Wing 12S systems for it and see if we can get it to do 100+ mile an hour. I'm sure that that's a thing. The tires should handle it anyway. So it does seem like the internet's getting better through Starlink, so I might try and do some streams at least once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. Catch up with everyone. As I stated, for the winners, if you want to email me at support@theaboutdoors.com, I will give you the next steps on how to claim your prize. Congratulations to all 3 of you. I will post the names in the video below. Until next time, thanks for tuning in and have a great day.